Hello guys, it's LeopoldvonCarstein here, and today I will show you the Dreadful Stare Crusader build in action. As a showcase, I present you the Intel mission with 40% physical resist, inoculator disabled, and some other nasty modifiers.
The web of heresy and corruption is spun by powerful beings and perverted minds. Hunt their leaders, and this construct of evil will come crashing down.
Yeah, so as you can see, the build is quite fun to play. It's pretty tanky, almost immortal. Due to some silly synergies. It's absurd.
Success is measured in blood.
Even without the inoculator, as you can see, we are just melting stuff and surviving pretty well.
Success is measured in blood.
Not boring day at all. Done. Step go away that.
Okay, we are done.
For their kind, Inquisitor.
As you can see, a lot of experience for that mission. It's actually doubled or even tripled. So, as to the build, basically I put all of my points into warfare because I don't need anything from toughness or virtue that much. As to the perks, right now it's a work in progress, so as you can see it's nothing really fancy. I use the diversive tactics because it's OP as always, so just stick with it. I use augmented body too for the suppression resist, but to be honest, even without it I'm most of the time in the green, so I will probably just drop it. And for now I use the 20% movement speed bonus, as I just like to do the missions as fast as I can. So right now I'm trying some different builds. One with shield, one with the two-handed thunder hammer. Right now I have pretty much a quite good defense, but even with lower defenses you're okay. Like when I made the video with the two-handed hammer I had like 21 deflect I think, 31 damage reduction, and resists between 30 to 50, so it was quite low. So basically, what makes the build work? Before we go to the inventory, I will show the passives. So it's pretty much standard. Like you take almost everything from the melee combat. You take almost everything from physical attacks, so pretty standard melee build. Crit strength, movement for reduced cooldowns, pretty standard. I'm testing the suppression tree, so it's not a must-have. And as usual, I go for the debuffs. It gives you more damage, so it's always worth having. I have the health because before I discovered this synergy, I was struggling like probably most of you now with the Crusader. But to be honest, it's not mandatory. It's good to have, so just keep the health tree. And as you can see, I have almost nothing in the defense tree, as I don't need it that much. So as a core of this build, I would say definitely go with the cooldowns, but it's not mandatory. It helps. Go with the melee combat, go with the physical attacks, then go with the critical hits, then debuffs, then the rest. As to the inventory and what makes the build work. So, we have two major enchants that give our aura that kills everything. So first of all, we need some way to get enraged tokens. One of the easier ways is the neural implant enchant, +1 enraged token on critical hit. And we need another source to stack them, because it's not always easy to stack them up to 10. So I have the purity seal that gives me enraged tokens on kill. That's basically a good combination to have. On a lot of characters, it's pretty much a standard enrage build. The other two things that work here the magic is when in enraged state, enemies within 5 meters are shocked, and when in enraged state, enemies within 5 meters are feared. So the fear basically drops the suppression bar on enemies, and this way that they can be shocked if they have suppression, because like the regular mobs don't have suppression, so it's not worth it for them. So those two are the core items, the core enchants. I mean, you could go just with this one and you would be fine, but it's even funnier with these two combined together. And also this Psalm Code Doctrine that inflicts shock on enemies and creates explosion dealing area damage equal to 50% of the original hit and shock to nearby enemies. How it works exactly, I have no clue, because like logically I thought that I had to hit an enemy with an attack that has shock on it, and like 50% of that damage is the area damage explosion. But as you can see from the video, I'm not really hitting enemies. I could just run through them and they would still be triggered by the shock aura, which deals damage from I don't know what source exactly, maybe the base damage, but I'm not pretty sure how it works exactly. And what gives us the survivability? Well, this sweet enchant. So basically, if you have any sort of HP gain on hit or critical hit, it triggers from the damage that triggers from the shock aura. So basically you get a ton of healing all the time. That's why I'm surviving so long. You don't need deflect or stuff like that much, at least not on the regular difficulties. As to the whole items that I have right now, I'll just quickly show them to you. Nothing super fancy right now. I'm just in the process of making something worthwhile from this build. So another useful thing, I just wanted to incorporate something into the build so that I can kill boss enemies faster on higher difficulties, as the shock aura won't kill them. I mean, if you're doing like to +4, +5, or even +6 difficulty, so let's say to the -70% damage, most of the enemies will be killed by the shock aura, but at the higher difficulties, the shock aura will do less and less damage, to the point in which it deals almost none damage, or deals like maybe 20 to 30% of the health bar. So you need some other option to kill the bosses, and like it's the only logical choice. Like how it works, you have a sound code doctrine that gives you 300 damage bonus for combo skills. As far as I'm aware, both the two-hander and one-hander has the combo ability. What it does, every 5th attack, it deals 500 damage. So every 5th attack is a massive spike in damage, and it's combined with the damage bonus for combo skills. So I got 300 here, 300 here. It's 600 more damage. So basically it's a good way to just kill those bosses. Like you saw in the video, I was at -90% difficulty, at -90% damage difficulty, and I think I saw like a hit for 70,000, so that's pretty crazy, and it can get even higher with some other build combinations. As my second weapon, and the one that you saw previously in the video, I have my Thunder Hammer, and it all started from that weapon. I just got an ancient weapon, and I thought, well, let's try to do something useful from it. I heard a lot of lamentations on the forums that Crusaders don't work right now at higher difficulties, that it's really hard and they struggle. And to be honest, for quite a while I was doing the story and leveling, I was struggling. I mean, I wanted to make a build with a flamethrower, but it cleared the mobs really fast, but I had problems with anything armored, so I stick to the military also to get all the heroic deeds done. Then I dropped this hammer and I thought, oh well, let's give it a try, let's make something worthwhile. And I hope that you like this build, and it's pretty much casual friendly, so feel free to use it. It helps you speed up the leveling process, and as you can see, like, the most important things really is to get this relic enchant that shocks enemies within 5 meters. It helps. I mean, you don't need it. Yeah, you have like shock on shockwave, you have shock on white strike, so you don't need it, but it helps. You can just run through enemies and kill them on their own. Then the sound doctrine, which is mandatory, and then whatever weapon with HP gained on hit or critical hit will work. So like the bare minimum for this build is to get the sound code doctrine and HP gain on hit. The even better bare minimum would be to add to this the enchant that gives you shock aura when enraged. So it's pretty easy build to start with. Okay, thanks for watching.